I've switched overlays to the right one. So yeah, right, we should be all good. Let's go. Okay, so it's a 1v1 on Arabia, and we've got Hasan versus Plague. I think you've seen a lot from both of these players. Plague, I showed you a 2v2 the other day, where I think it was Plague and Alive versus Chris and Duck, and Plague and Alive got killed pretty quickly in that game. So let's see how this one goes. Raiden playing in blue here to the sort of west of the map even, playing as Byzantines. He is Hasan. And you guys certainly know who Hasan is. He's played a lot in the past in 2v2s versus the Viper and Jordan 23. So he's had quite a lot of games on my channel actually. Over to the other side of the map in red we've got Plague. He is playing as Byzantines as well, and he is part of the Slipknot clan. And I think you probably might not know this, but Slipknot is Fiage's team or clan. He started that ages ago, and he really wants to bring Slipknot back. Whether or not they actually do or not, because I don't know. Obviously, Fiage was part of RVK for some time, and he said that while he was part of RVK, he was doing it because of tournaments, and he wants to bring back Slipknot with old, Brazilian players. So I want to see if that happens. I hope Fiage has the motivation and the drive to do that. It'd be pretty cool. Slipknot's a decent team. Anyway, so Byzantines war on Arabia, and a quick glance at the map, and you'll see that it looks pretty bad on the front for Hasan here. It's so open. There's not an easy way that he can wall this at all. One thing that he might be forced to do is build walls on the left here, and potentially down from here, so that and sort of block himself into this corner. He'll still have access to gold on the front, but just look how open this is. It's not an easy one. There is not a wall available for him at all, just where the trees are. If he wanted to wall it, he'd have to go all the way up here and all the way back down again. So he'd have to sort of makeshift walls across to force Plague towards his TC. So certainly not the best map for him. Plague, on the other hand, he's got two lakes right at the front of his base, and that means that he's going to have a much easier time walling. He's going to be able to put a piece of palisade on either side, and probably, well, he could build across this way with houses and such, but he has got gold out here on the left, so again, that's going to be a little bit tough for him. Perhaps he could wall here, here, and just try and force Hasan all the way around. That boar is also very far from his TC, and he's going to go lure that one first. Notice though that he has had to get loom already due to how far that boar is away from his TC, and of course he's going to go lure that one first as it is his furthest one. So we're going to bring that one in right now, and he's got a reasonably nice map, to be fair. I mean, you look at these cliffs right here, he's got an easy wall all the way around really, and it's certainly a lot more closed than Hasan's map. So we'll see if Plague decides to play it really aggressive because of that. We could see either of them go for a drush. It's not impossible, or it's not really frowned upon in a sense to do a drush as Byzantines. It's perfectly possible, and of course Byzantines, as you probably are very well aware from the Zero to Hero guide that I did, have cheaper skirmishers and spearmen. So skirmishes in the feudal age, quite a possibility. We'll see how it goes for them. Archers as well, of course, but potentially we'll see a lot of skirms archers in feudal, and then they'll transition a little bit later on. Let's see. Only one way to find out, I guess, just by watching. We're going to speed things up slightly then, just to see if anyone puts a barracks down, because if not, it's going to literally be just be a fast feudal, but nope. Hasan going to put a barracks straight down here, and perhaps he's doing this because he's got such an open map, and he kind of wants to play it a little bit more aggressively so that he keeps Plague locked inside of his base. And if Plague's locked inside of his base, that means Hasan's not going to be pressured into this little corner here, and he won't have to worry too much about dealing with Plague raiding him. Doesn't look like Plague's going to go put a barracks down just yet. I wonder if he's actually seen this barracks from Hasan. I don't think he has. Has placed palisades down though, so he knows he's going to drush. There's palisades placed down there so he can see that gold miner. He knows all too well that Hasan is he's making a barracks right now, and Plague is going to totally anticipate this. He knows he's coming in with a drush. He's building a barracks of his own to counter that. So Plague playing quite reactively here, and he is going to go with a drush as well. But probably just to stay in a little bit of a defensive position. Obviously we know already Hasan does have his barracks up, and 2 militia are out, 3rd on the way, and he's going to continue from here. Idle villagers under his TC though, that's not so nice. They've been idle for quite some time. I'm surprised really he's not noticed that. Maybe he's picking his nose, maybe he's gone for a quick toilet break, but either way, he's back now, and he's just, realised that he's had 7 idle villagers under his TC, which is obviously going to be giving Plague a little advantage there. Plague then, as I said, quite an easy wall here. He's walled this off right now. He's already got 2 houses placed here, so he could wall across this way if he wanted to. We'll see what he does, but for now, again, making some militia back at his base so that he can just defend from this drush. His gold is quite far out actually, and surprisingly he didn't actually take any gold with a villager there. He's only building 1 militia, so I'm not sure why that is. We'll see, because of course Hasan now sending his militia across the map, going to be heading straight over here. And a 3rd boar for Hasan, and that does mean that he's got a 3rd boar from somewhere. What? Wait, no, that can't be a 3rd boar. This is 2nd boar? Yeah, it must be a 2nd boar. I was going to say, what? Why would he be 3rd boring now? What is going on here? Hasan really quite slow with those boars there. Obviously, as you can see, Plague already done his 2 boars. He's just clicked up to feudal right now, as you saw by his garrisoning his villagers inside of his TC there. And he is going to be sticking, well, we'll see. I don't know if he's going to send any over to gold just yet, because obviously he can stick on food and wood for now and just make skirmishes. So if he doesn't send anything over to gold, then he's going to go for skirms. We'll keep an eye out for that. Hasan about to come in, and considering Hasan has an extra 2 militia on the map, just shows how far ahead Plague is with with his economy right now. Hasan's score dropped quite far behind, and considering as well he's not even clicked up to feudal yet, Hasan is falling behind economically a little bit here. Okay, so he's in anyway, and here we go. Plague then going to wall up really quickly with palisades, houses, and the like. Going to keep his villages nice and safe. These 3 here could be at risk. Quickly putting a house down, but the scout gets in. He's going to stand over that house right now and make sure that he lets his militia in. Plague slightly too slow there, and he's going to lose a villager because of it by looks of things. That one going to get taken down, right down onto 11 HP right now, and going to get hacked away at right there. Could potentially lose. No, he's not. Wow. Okay. Hasan did not want to chase that down and end up getting sniped off by the TC, which is perfectly understandable, and Plague gets away just fine for now. He's going to get hit feudal in just a second. Hasan just clicked up to feudal right now as well, and he is starting to take some gold, so we could see, judging by the amount of villagers gathering gold there, archers from Hasan right here, and we're going to see skirmishes from Plague. I can tell you that much because he isn't taking any gold from this gold mine over here. So skirmishes versus archers, logically the skirmishers win. But of course the skirmishers do slow your advance up to the castle age, as they do cost that food. So we'll see how it goes. Skirmisher coming out right now. 2nd archery range about to go up for Plague as well. And this drush so far being reasonably ineffective. It's not really managed to take out all too much. Hasan just about to click or hit up to feudal. You actually know he's not. He's only halfway right now. So it just show you just how much of an advantage Plague has getting up to feudal. Of course, he didn't have he didn't make many militia, so that's going to be the case, of course. Skirms coming out then, and Plague should be able to defend from this. Hasan now, though, obviously sees that he's going for skirms. He knows here that he has no villagers gathering gold, and he is starting to put gold up pretty quickly. Nice tower here from Plague, though, sending a couple of villagers forward. He's going to put a tower right here on this corner, covering this gold from Hasan, and this is what I was saying about Hasan's map being so open. You can see him starting to put a wall here, like I said he probably would, and as you can see as well, building this array of houses to force Plague in towards his TC if he wants to get to the back. But this tower is going to cover that gold, and if it goes up, then that's going to be really nice for him. Still, surprisingly though, dealing with these militia. Going to lose a villager here. So close. Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought he was going to go away with that, but losing a villager, trying to take out these militia with his skirms, losing his scout as well, that's not so good. An archery range going up for Hasan as expected. Is Hasan making man-at-arms? Yes, he is. He's making men-at-arms, and that was actually quite a nice decision from him right there, actually, because men-at-arms are going to be able to deal with skirmishers a lot better than archers are. He's also going to know exactly what's going on here, as you can see this tower right now, as his archery ranges are going up. So it looks like he's going to go archers and man-at-arms. Interesting choice, and actually I think it's a good choice. Of course, the militia here, once they're upgraded to man-at-arms, they're going to soak up a lot of arrow fire from these skirmishers. They're going to do a lot of damage up close as well, and with the archers behind it, the skirmishers are going to take quite a bit of a beating. Plague then having to cancel that watchtower, and that's going to cost him a little later on, because he's going to have to take stone now to get a castle up. Well, sorry, not a castle, a second TC up. Obviously now though, Hasan gonna push straight back out across the map, and Plague now realizing, oh, I haven't really got much to counter these men-at-arms apart from a load of skirmishers, which, you know, for now is probably gonna be enough. But he's gonna have to start taking some gold and making some archers as well. Inevitably, he's gonna have to start taking gold anyway, because at some point he is of course gonna want to upgrade to the castle age. So now then, we've got more archers coming out for Hasan, and he's going to send them straight over to Plague's base. Let's see what he can see, what he's going to be able to do once he gets over there. Of course, these scabs being chased down right now, and he's got plenty of farms up here as well, which is nice. That's obviously going to mean that he's going to have a little bit of a... I think he might even have a faster castle time here than Plague. We'll see, won't we? So a lot of skirmishers here. They're able to knock off quite a chunk of damage from these men-at-arms, and I think, although it's a good choice to go with the men-at-arms, he's only got 5 of them right there, and although yes, they're able to take a lot of damage, that's a lot of skirmishers from Plague right there, and they're quite cheap as well. So Hasan forced straight back, getting away with a meager 1 HP, and it's dead. A spear to the chest finished the poor fella off. Let's see if he can do much here. He looks like he's just getting back to the high ground, but he's going to continue retreating all the way back. Plague then, how many does he actually have? As you saw, just deleting that tower there as well. He's got 16 skirmishers right now. And I don't think he's adding in any archers, but you know, this gold is in a really bad position for him. Alright, he's got this hill on the front here, but everywhere else is sort of leading downhill to it, so that's why he's put a watchtower up on there. I thought for a minute he would not try and actually put that watchtower down at all. I thought he'd try and just save the watchtower, and once he gets up to the castle, he'll actually have a better... well, he'll be able to get his 2 TCs up straight, well, 1 TC up straight away even. Mincing my words like crazy right now. Adding in archers as well, he's doing the right thing there, that's for sure. But I actually think, you know, he's got enough skirmishers here to hold this off for now. But have a look at this. Hasan adding in more man-at-arms. You know what would be really cool? It would be really cool if he upgraded those to long swordsmen once he gets up to the castle age. Don't see it happening somehow. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. He is going to head out straight... Well, I think he's probably going to head out right now, actually. Going to head straight up to this hill. Of course, the archers really need to be behind the man-at-arms here. The man-at-arms are going to soak up the damage from the skirms. The archers are going to come in behind and do the damage. So... let's see how this one goes. He could break through here, actually, which would be pretty bad for Plague. Plague, though, I actually thought he was going to be thinking about going up castle, but of course not. He's got so many skirmishers here, it's costing him quite a lot of food. Adding in more archers as well, so he's adding a little bit more of a mix, and the archers, of course, going to be a good choice for him, adding them in so that he can deal with these men-at-arms. I'm going to switch to Hasan here, so we can see the health of these men-at-arms draining. And of course, Hasan doesn't want to be attacking uphill, but we'll see how it goes. It looks like he's going to try and get up the hill here. If he can get up the hill then and get up to the top, then it's going to work out well for him. He's got a pretty reasonable army here, actually. He could do a lot of damage, making a beeline. I thought he was going to make a beeline straight for this tower, but he doesn't know the tower's there yet. He's about to discover the tower, however. There we go, he sees it now, and going to head straight in there. This is working out pretty well for him, I'd say. He's not lost any men-at-arms just yet. And he's got a reasonably good army right here, and he knows Plague is scared of it. He's having to get right back. But the men-at-arms taking quite a lot of damage there, and he's having to retreat, unfortunately for him. Interested to see where this is going to go from here. He's continuing adding archers. He's adding another barracks. Is he going to go for even more men-at-arms? That's the question. Just researching wheelbarrow at 21 minutes. A little bit late on the wheelbarrow there, but better late than never. He's going to have that done, and I think Plague potentially here with wheelbarrow already. We'll check that We'll check it. I don't think he does, actually. No, he doesn't. So, actually, Hasan going to have Wheelbarrow first, and that's going to give his economy a nice boost. He's got a lot of farms here as well, as you can see. So that's going to be great for him. Plenty of, well, enough villagers here to make plenty of man-at-arms, and just adding in so much stuff. I really like seeing big feudal walls like this. I like it a lot. But I wonder if Plague's going to get caught off guard here and not make enough feudal army. He's still only got 2 archery ranges. Only one of them is producing right now, which does mean that Hasan is producing, or outproducing him by, a good 2 buildings. He's making man-at-arms from 2. He's making skirmishers and archers from another 2. So he's going to have a much bigger army, much faster, and that's reflected in the scores already. Let's see if he can actually make anything of this right now then, as Plague does start to push in. He's going to still try and hang to the high ground wherever he can. Coming in from behind with the man-at-arms. This is a nice little maneuver from him. Going to come right in behind here. These guys are going to have to get back, but the man-at-arms is going to get a good few hits off right here onto the skirmishers, and he's going to send Plague right back. Should be able to cut down a few units on the way. Potentially, yeah, there we go. Getting a couple very easy kills, and his score really starting to increase right now. Plague now realizing, of course, he doesn't have enough, adding in a 3rd archery range to try and compensate for the lack of army at this stage. But I think in the back of the mind, thinking about castle as well, his food is starting to creep up just a little bit. Hasan, though, still going all out feudal right now, adding in a 3rd archery range, as well as his already maxed, well, queued up 2 barracks. This is nice from him. I like this a lot. I like this. I really like this. Oh, just love feudal wars like this that go on. It's really cool. But the thing is, though, you can get caught out if you keep the feudal war going for too long. You don't do enough damage, and your opponent upgrades to castle. That can really screw you over. But really, quite big economies for feudal economies right now, and this is where Plague, I think, going to regret not walling. Hasan going to be able to get straight in here, head straight for the gold if he wants to. He's actually heading straight towards the TC right now, which is a little bit of a mistake. He wants to come this way, really. Start killing off these villagers before Plague had time to react. But Plague reacting right now. Palisade wall and a house going up, but of course he has archers in there as well. So this is a really nice move from Hasan here. Going to be able to do some damage, but I think he's going to end up getting trapped in here. There's no escape for him, remember. So if he does get trapped, he's gonna get out of the back. I was gonna say, if he does get trapped, that's gonna be huge losses for him. Not actually losing all that much though. He's going to continue to send units in right now. Get to the hills over here, turn around and start attacking downhill. This is exactly what it's about. Getting the right positioning, and he's going to rain arrows from the top of this hill. His man-at-arms getting involved as well, and the man-at-arms should be focusing down the skirmishers right now, which is exactly what he's starting to do. Once those skirmishers go down, he's going to have such an easy time cutting through Plague's army from atop this hill right here. Plague losing a lot of archers and a lot of skirmishers here. A lot of losses for Hasan as well, though. But he's going to stay in. If these archers can bust through on this side, then he's going to be able to prevent Plague from gathering gold. Plague, though, can just click up to castle right now, and if he's just doing it, if he can just defend from this, he's going to be okay. He's clicked up to castle. However, Hasan is still feudal, still making from 4 archery ranges, really starting to flood Plague with units, and Plague's going to have a real tough time defending this. He's only got skirmishers right now. He's up against man-at-arms, of course, which is going to be a real pain in the ass, but he's hoping that once he gets up to castle, he's going to be able to make a big enough difference to it's going to make a big enough difference for him to do something. What will he do when he goes up to castle? Well, he's going to upgrade to elite skirmisher, that's for sure. He's going to get bodkin arrow again, that's for sure. He might decide to make some knights, though. Making knights here would be a good decision, I think. They're really tanky, and that's exactly what he needs. He needs a bit of tankiness in his army right now, as the skirmishers just don't have that. So Hasan really getting so aggressive right now, but he's actually not actually sending more reinforcements in. He's finding himself a little bit trapped against these trees right here. Can't actually escape without running into a wall of skirmishers. So Plague really nicely defended there, and Hasan actually holding back, thinking, you know what, I need to go up to the castle age, which is exactly what he's about to do. Almost at the 800 food, the 200 gold that he needs. But Plague now about to hit up to castle, about 70% done. Still chasing down this army, getting a lot of free kills. He's not going to let this one go at all. And managing to take out those archers, which are the most important units to focus down in this situation. Taking out the gold units, always a priority. So important that he does that. Continuing to add in archers and skirms as well. We should probably see crossbow from him also. crossbows and elite skirmishers once he hits castle. And right now, Plague taking the score lead, 18 ranged units for him compared to the 21 from Hasan. Hasan took some huge losses right there, and he has just clicked up to castle as well. Plague though almost hitting castle right now, and we should see a lot of upgrades coming in from him as soon as he hits up to the castle age. Just a little bit low on gold, but again, hanging hills right here, which is working out very nicely for him. Not sure where those villages were going right there, but let's see the upgrades. Where are the upgrades? Where are the upgrades? Bodkin arrow, there we go, waiting for Bodkin arrow first. Crossbowman as well, and of course he is going to add elite skirmisher at some point. He has enough skirmishers there to justify that. So Hasan reeling a little bit. He's having to sit at the bottom of this hill right here and just wait it out. Can he have enough population though for when he gets up to the castle age? Now this is the thing. The score is in favour of Plague because Plague probably killed a lot more units than Hasan right here, but Hasan has, look at his population, an extra 30 population over Plague, so he either has a much bigger economy or a much bigger army. Well, the army, 24 for Plague and 37 for Hasan, so Hasan certainly with the bigger army here, but he is lacking the upgrades, and Plague going to come in, take this advantage while he can, kill off as many units as he can before Hasan can upgrade them. And of course, +2 is done right now. Hasan gonna have to, he's either gonna fight it or he's gonna have to retreat, and that's a lot of skirmishers right there. Is the upgrade, or are the upgrades gonna be enough? I think it's unlikely. Plague though, a secret weapon under his sleeve. Mangonel coming out, and if he gets a big Mangonel hit in here, it's gonna change the whole battle around. At the moment, Plague does have the score lead, but I would certainly say that Hasan is further ahead in total. He's even added in Spearmen here just to flesh out his army. He is going all out on creating units. He's up to castle right now. Let's see, has he got enough resources? Yes, he has. He does have enough. He's upgrading Skirmisher, he's upgrading Bodkin Arrow, and he's going to have a much bigger, much more superior army, providing Plague doesn't get off a big Mangonel hit right now. Going to start to move in, closing in on Plague. Should be able to use his skirmishers here. There we go. I was wondering when he was going to actually use them. So much more in terms of numbers, but Plague retreating towards his Mangonel right now, and if that Mangonel gets a big shot on here, for instance, this could be devastating for Hasan, and it misses. That was a nice one. Really, really nice, Plague. That was great. Alright, he managed to get 2 skirmishes with that Mangonel. I was building that up like, oh my god, this Mangonel shot's gonna be huge. He's gonna do so much damage with it. But in reality, he royally messed that up. And now Plague, finding himself in a bad situation, retreating towards his base, being picked off very slowly by Hasan's army. And oh, that was a nice Mangonel shot. He managed to get 5 or 6 skirmishes right there. But will Plague be able to outproduce Hasan here? He has such a big army. Hasan as well should be starting to add in second, third TCs. There's the second one. Plague though, of course, doesn't have the stone for his second or third TC. He built this watchtower here, and that means that he's got to wait, and he's got to take stone, or he's got to buy stone in order to actually get a third or second TC up, whereas Hasan already getting his second one up right now. The third one could be on the way fairly shortly. He's got the wood for it, so he just needs to actually build it. And also adding in a stable as well, so knights are going to be added in, and knights here, perfect choice. Going to deal with the Mangonels very quickly, can scatter the elite skirmishers very quickly as well. Not a problem for him in the slightest. That second TC just going up. The third one right the way over here. Interesting placement on that. I suppose you couldn't place it on the front because of the hill. You couldn't really place it here either. He's already got one town centre on the gold. So back here, nice flat area. You can put farms around this. You can take wood as well. So not such a bad positioning on that for him at all. And now, continuing to make skirmishes. Of course, I will remind you, they're playing as Byzantines. Of course, those cheap skirmishers. And that is making the bulk of Hasan's army right now. Let's see what's actually going to happen here. Plague is sort of just clinging to his hill, but I've got a feeling that there's going to be a big battle taking place any moment now. And once that battle is concluded, the winner of this game will be concluded with it. So we'll see how it goes. These knights being added in by Hasan here are going to make the difference, I think. Alright, here we go. Plague going to move out right now. Wide formation, 3 scorpions, 2 mangonels, an array of crossbows and skirmishers that's a pretty nice looking army, I've got to say. It looks cool, it looks really cool. But what has Hasan got waiting for him? Well, it's going to be a lot of skirmishes, but knights, and these are going to be crucial. These knights get in here and take out these siege units. There's absolutely nothing Plague is going to do to be able to stop him. So let's see how it goes. He's going to send the knights straight in. He can see exactly where the units are that he needs to target. Let's see if he's actually going to target down these scorpions. Mangonel's in behind, and Mangonel's getting trapped. Is he going to be able to make enough of it? Managing to flatten a lot on this right-hand side, but these knights getting focused down by the crossbows. But again, nice. Hasan starting to focus down these Mangonels right here, and once the second Mangonel goes down, this is going to be GG from Plague, I think, right now. He has absolutely nothing left. That Mangonel getting flattened and his army wiped off the face of the earth. He's got a little bit in reserve right here, but it's really not a lot. He knows that he's got to be so far behind right now. He doesn't have a second or a third TC up. He's lost his entire army, having to rebuild it right here on this hill. And I really thought it would be GG from Plague right there. He's obviously going to hang in a little bit longer, but just Hasan has just so much. Even with his toilet break earlier on in the game, he still has enough to deal with this. This knight here, going to be able to kill off most of this siege, little or no problem whatsoever. And there's just so many resources lost here for Plague in all this siege that he's had, that he's lost. And that is costing him massively. It's costing him so much. Plague resigns, and Hasan takes it. That was a really nice game, actually. And Byzantines, as I said, one of my favourite civilizations, just because the way that they play. They can add siege in very easily, but because they have such a very fleshed out tech tree, and they have the cheapest skirmishers and spearmen and camels, it adds another element of fun to see all this trash being added in there. Really well played by Hasan. Very fun game to watch indeed. I think Plague's biggest downfall there was that he got aggressive when Hasan had a lot more army, but also he didn't have another 2 TCs up, and Hasan was going to power through economically there had he have continued in that vein.